Let's spare a thought for FC Ifeanyiba, and what you have on screen is that game between MFM and Eyimba, the games you guys were alluding to. But let's talk about FC Ifeanyiba. Let's spare a thought for that team. I mean, most of us are very happy when there's clubs that come to the league, privately owned, paying their players well, bringing the fans to the stadium, and all of that. The glue that makes it all gel and stick is results. You know, so how long can an investor, how key is patience? Let me just put it that way, because sometimes people see things in the short run, but I'm thinking, you know, you should be in it for the long haul.
Well, it's pretty difficult to see. I think they make mistakes when it comes to, you know, clubs owned by, you know, private owners, and that would like the mistake FC Ifeanyiba made. Well, to them it might not be. I think, you know, sacking your coach, or maybe releasing your coach, really don't understand what happened with the former coach. The brought Job Frenkel was a recommended coach with what we heard, you know, from the Chinese league. If it's correct, if we're correct at this point in time, was a recommended coach. I think continuity is key. Maybe they should have continued. They have good players, no doubt. FC Ifeanyiba have good players. But, you know, as we said, continuity is key. And I think they made a mistake of letting the former coach go. So, you know, how long do you have to wait if you've invested heavily? That's really the question. How long do you have to wait? He pointed out a wrong step, but what is done is done. So how long do you have to be in it?
Of course, you want to be in a position where you might not win the league. You know, I know that deep in their heart they are not thinking of winning the league
but be in a respectable position.
Respectable position, play good football, attractive football, have players who are good. You know, so that at least even when you do transactions, you get meaningful money that can keep the club going. You know, have a sustainable path. You look at it, you know that this is a path to progression. Yeah. You know, you are moving up. You are not just sliding down. You are not crashing. You know, something very progressive and encouraging. Of course, they would want to wait a few more years before, you know, they get to the top. But they have to be encouraging in terms of the result they get, especially at home. They would, you know, the way the Nigerian Professional League is, if you want to stay up, you have to harvest points at home. If you don't harvest points at home, just the way Remo is doing, it's quite unfortunate.
But I think it's a bit disrespectful, well, for you to say FC Ifeanyiba, you don't expect them to win the league. Now, a team that did well last season, don't forget they were on the continent. I think
after all of this, you might not expect that anymore.
No, not from the start of the season. Okay. Well, with the way the league is going right now, it might be pretty difficult for them to win.
But from the start,
the start, we all tipped FC Ifeanyiba. Don't forget they did well last season. They were on the continent.
They shouldn't be disappointed if they don't win the league.
Yes,
they shouldn't be. That's what I'm saying. They should adjust. There should be a progressive path.
Adjust to reality and deal with it.
Exactly, and not be upset or not be disappointed
with what is happening.
Exactly.
I think I agree with you. Yeah. I think I agree with you. That's the right approach to it, and we hope that most of these clubs will be back to winning ways. Let's try and read a tweet for you. Emmanuel Okpala, that's Destiny Real. He says Nigerian football should be based on progression of young players. There is lack of synergy. That's Emmanuel Okpala from Luxembourg. Well, that's a good one. Thank you for that. But these days there seems to be some sort of progression from teams under 20. I don't know if he's referring to the clubs, but in terms of the national teams, I think these days we're having some sort of progression. You see a guy plays under 20, a year or two down the line he's playing in the Super Eagles.
Well, we've always had, we've always had that progression. But how long can they stay? Yeah. You know, because when a player goes to its under 17 competition and under 17 competition and says it's under, say, 17 or 16, meanwhile, you and I know maybe this player is 26, 27. So how long? Can they stay on the look, flash your mind back to 2005. Mikel at that point, I think Mikel was playing in under 20 competition. But where's Mikel today? How many years down the line? Well, Mikel has done well, no doubt about it. No disrespect. No disrespect to
exceptional in that regard.
But look at some of his the squad we are there today. So for me, the progression is key. Now, when you want to go for an under 17 competition, it doesn't matter if you win. We want long-term results. But the problem we have in this country, see, coaches will want to win on every level because Nigerians, with all due respect, are impatient when it comes to football. We want instant
victories
results.
Are good. Victories are sweet.
We want instant results.
Not at the expense of your
development.
Future.
Exactly. Yeah, of course, I mean, we've all questioned the list of Kenneth Val. Why hasn't he invited home-based players? But if he fails to qualify for the African Cup of Nations for the World Cup,
the same people will call for his head.
And see, so I mean, we want victory at all costs, and that has been the problem. So any coach you bring in will want to win at all costs.
So if for instance, hypothetically now, if you were the NFA chairman, if a coach tells you, look, I have a crop of players, they're young, they may not qualify for the competition, how would you take it?
Well, the thing about it is that...
But I can guarantee you they will be on the state for 15 years.
Well,
will you take that guarantee?
Well, I won't. I do believe that even at that level,
we should still be able to qualify.
Should be able to qualify. And you know, if you look at Nigerian football, it's well grounded. If you really go around the nooks and crannies of this country, you can get really, really good quality, you know, under 17 players,
under 20,
under 20 players, you know, that can excel. And even when you are selecting these boys, you can look at their face, forget what is written in their passports. You can tell. We all grew up in this country.
But we're not having that. To be fair to the Nigerian Football Federation, we are not having that problem anymore.
Yes.
To be fair to them, we've had it in the past, but these days, or let me say, it's drastically reduced.
It's reducing because we've suffered a lot as a result of it. Okay. Maybe that is what is responsible for inability to make under 20s and 17 tournaments.
Okay, Joseph. Yes. We'll go on a break now, and when we return, we'll be on we're already on the home stretch. When we return, we'll wrap it up on Sports Tonight. Join us again.